worth reacting to. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I was just seeing a video of Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not his prime no more. I hope we all know this shit. Klay fell off. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be honest. And Curry, get the fuck out of Golden State, bro. You need to leave. I'm sorry, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's getting worse and worse. You're getting older. You're 35 now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting LeBron age. You need to lead this team before, like, your whole career is done. You know what I'm saying? You still could kind of hoop and shit. You still are good. You need to leave Golden State. This nigga is not the same. Klay is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, either trade his ass or, like, you need to leave. The deadline about to hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, do something, bro. Request a trade or something, bro. Like, it's not looking good. But, was Klay, how good was Klay in his prime? Let's react to the video. Hopefully y'all enjoy, man. Like, subscribe, comment if you're fucking new. I love y'all. Let's get into it.
Thompson gets hot, he becomes the most devastating weapon in NBA history. He holds the NBA record for the most threes in a game and most points.
I think when Harden get hot, no. When Kawhi gets hot, Kawhi is one of the best players of all time. When he gets hot. When Kawhi get hot, it's over with.
Quarter.
37.
Ain't no stopping Kawhi. Or even KD. When KD get hot, oh my God.
And he's the only player ever who scored 60 points in less than 30 minutes. But Thompson isn't just a one-dimensional heat check shooter. He used to be a premier perimeter defender, and Draymond Green called him the toughest player he ever played with. However, at the beginning of the 2024 season, Klay is sadly playing the worst basketball of his career. Which
this shit is bad.
Brings up a question. How good was prime Klay Thompson actually?
But you gotta understand, he got injured like twice in his legs. There's no way, but I don't think legs affect shooting though like that much. I don't know why he's airballing shots.
He started by hitting the genetic lottery. His mom, Julie, was a track and field and volleyball star in college, and his father, Michael, was the first overall pick in the 1978 NBA draft. After dominating in high school together with his teammate Kevin Love, Klay had offers from major schools such as Michigan and Notre Dame. However, he wasn't sold on them because they didn't guarantee him a starting spot. So Klay visited other schools, including Washington State, where he showed up to their gym in socks and sandals. After practice finished, Klay took the ball and started shooting from NBA range and left everybody with their jaws dropped.
Klay was ugly as shit. I'm sorry, Klay. I'm just gonna be honest. He was ugly as shit.
To the floor. In sandals, with no warm-up whatsoever, Klay hit 26 threes in a row and 48 out of 50 in total. His decision to join Washington State surprised many, but
that's tough. Yeah, because Washington State is ass.
Immediately became a starter and led the Pac-10 in three-point percentage, but he didn't rest on his laurels. He never partied and was always in the gym shooting endlessly, and it paid off. In his sophomore and junior seasons, Thompson made Pac-10 first team and led the division in scoring, breaking several shooting records in the process, after which he declared for the stacked 2011 NBA draft. During his pre-draft interview with the Warriors, they asked Thompson what he did for fun. "I like to shoot," Klay said. When they explained that they wanted to know what kind of activities he did off the floor, Thompson shrugged and said, "I like to shoot." And just like that, with the 11th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select
Klay Thompson from Washington State University.
Thompson, who grew up
and you know
in
what's
Southern
crazy about Golden State? It's like, you would expect them niggas to not have a hard time because them niggas are shooters. All them niggas used to do is run around and just shoot shit. How the fuck are y'all struggling in this modern day of NBA? And I know it may be a little harder. There's good players now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's good. But, like, how do you struggle this bad with y'all like 11 seed? These niggas are let me look it up. Hold on.
California as a Los
These
Angeles
niggas are like
Lakers
11
fan,
seed.
wasn't exactly thrilled to join the Warriors because the franchise had just one playoff appearance over its last 18 seasons. But when the season started,
NBA
Klay quickly gained the trust of Coach Mark Jackson, thanks to his outside shooting and willingness.
These niggas are 11 seed. That means the NBA today is that good? Or these niggas are just that ass now? That shit is sad.
To defend anybody. Back then, Klay was super quiet.
Wow.
Just minded his own business.
I would never expect Golden State fucking Warriors to be compared to the Rockets, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, they ain't got Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? They would be up there if they had Ja. But I wouldn't expect them to be fucking down here with the Spurs.
even speak to Steph Curry.
I don't think me and Steph said a word to each other the first year, to be honest.
And Klay finished his rookie year with 12.5 points per game, 41% shooting from three, and made the all-rookie first team. After the season was over, Thompson spent the whole summer in the gym, a month of which was just practicing defense. And in that same 2012 offseason, Golden State drafted Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green. Despite the youth of the team and the undefined roles of their key players, the Warriors improved tremendously, winning 47 games and making the playoffs. Steph was finally healthy, Bogut was patrolling in the middle, and Klay was the third leading scorer on the team behind Curry and David Lee. Thompson averaged 16 points and made over 200 threes in a season, with over 40% accuracy, a feat he would accomplish 7 more times in his career. Only 41 players in NBA history have done this, and only Curry achieved this feat more times than Klay. In January 2013, after Thompson scored a season-high 32 points against the Cavaliers, Warriors coach Mark Jackson said that Klay and Steph were the best shooting duo in NBA history.
I say they are the greatest shooting backcourt that's ever played this game.
Many people laughed at Jackson for saying that after approximately 50 games they played together, but Klay and Steph combined for 483 three-pointers by the end of the season, which was the most ever by an NBA duo at that time. In their first NBA playoffs, the Splash Brothers led the Warriors past the Nuggets, and Klay's shooting efficiency even improved in the playoffs, proving that the bright lights don't faze him at all. In Game 2 of the second round against the Spurs, Klay scored a career-high 34 points, hitting 8 out of 9 three-point attempts. But the Spurs would go on to win the title that year. However, in 2014, Klay and the Warriors continued to improve.
2014 is when them niggas was... Bro, they became Golden fucking States. 2014. I remember they were like 24 and like 4. Them niggas was... They started the season off 24 and 4. Them niggas were fucking fine. That's when everybody became a Golden State fan, and then 2015 came, and they won a championship. I'm telling y'all. Them niggas changed the NBA in 2014.
Thompson was averaging 18 points per game, with now traditionally efficient shooting from deep and stellar perimeter defense. Thanks to Klay, Bogut, more minutes from Draymond, and the addition of Andre Iguodala, Golden State had the 4th best defense in the league, and they finished the season with 51 wins, which was their best result since 1992 and the Run TMC era. However, the first round was a bitter pill to swallow as they lost to the Clippers in 7 games, after which Mark Jackson got fired.
This was a difficult decision, but we believe he's got a bright future, and we felt it was the time to make a change.
For the 2015 season, Golden State hired Steve Kerr as their head coach, which proved to be one of the best coaching decisions of this millennium. Like Jackson, Kerr was well aware of what kind of sniper...
You know Kerr would never get fired. I'm telling y'all. He would never get fired. That's his team.
He had in the backcourt, but he wanted to make them even deadlier. The Warriors started pushing the tempo, shooting more threes, and their style of play earned a nickname for the modern era of basketball: pace and space. Kerr's motion offense, with lots of screening and cutting, left the opponents choosing between 2 death sentences, whether they wanted to give up a wide-open dunk or leave one of the Splash Brothers open for 3. The addition of Sean Livingston and inserting Green in the starting lineup...
Sean was a deadly-ass two-pointer. You know what I'm saying? If niggas couldn't get 3, Sean at the 2. Bro, Sean was at the 2. What that bitch every time. He's played the greatest mid-range shooter ever of all time. Fuck Michael Jordan. Fuck DeMar DeRozan. This nigga is the best of all time.
The Warriors 2 more playmakers.
That nigga shot. He shot high as fuck. You could not guard that 2. I'm telling y'all. He was just as deadly at the 2 as Curry and Klay was at the 3. I'm telling y'all niggas for a fact.
Small ball lineup
Sean Livingston was like
center proved to be an unsolvable mystery for every NBA defense. Golden State won a franchise record 67 games, with the #1 defense in the NBA and the 2nd best offense. Their 10.2 net rating was the 7th best in league history. Klay averaged over 20 points per game.
I saw the jersey. Damn. The NBA was so different back then.
For the first time in his career, shooting close to 50, 40, 90 for the season, and making his first All-Star game.
Sick of all the ads like this one? Just head to adskiller.com, click on Activate Now, add AdsKiller to your browser.
Then, on January 23, 2015, Thompson entered a zone that not many players have experienced, not only in basketball, but in sports in general. In a 126-101 win over the Sacramento Kings, Klay scored a career-high 52 points with 11 three-pointers. In the third quarter of that game, he scored an NBA record 37 points in a single quarter, going 13 for 13 from the field, including 9 three-pointers. Also a league record for a single quarter. It was the single biggest heat check in NBA history and resembled a video game more than real life. Klay and Steph would once again break their record for threes in a season with a combined 525 threes, but still, they somehow weren't considered the title favorites. A style of play so reliant on shooting never won a title, and many analysts believed that Golden State couldn't win the title without a dominant post presence.
Jumpers are like pretty girls.
But I think that Draymond Green was that post presence. You know what I'm saying? The strong one. You know what I'm saying?
They're really good looking when they going in, but then when you realize that pretty girl is dumb, you're in for a long date.
Until the Warriors proved everybody wrong. They breezed past their opponents in the West, reaching the NBA Finals and then winning the title against
I believe the Rockets should have won that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ending the franchise's
If Kyrie and Kevin Love was there that year, they would have won. LeBron had like 5-6 rings by now. I'm telling you.
40-year championship drought.
LeBron would have 70 if it wasn't for KD ass. Oh my God, bro.
A great series in the finals, Klay averaged 19 points per game in the 2015 playoffs and was the second best player on a title team. But as always, he just kept getting better. In 2016, Thompson again improved his scoring average, his efficiency, and overall feel for the game.
73-9 this year. They went 73-9, bro. The niggas lost 9 games. How you go from fucking that shit with the same squad to fucking 11 seed? Y'all niggas was 73-9. And now y'all 11 seed. Curry needs help. I swear to God.
Running off screens and hitting shots, he got much better
Now
at
blame
putting
Klay.
the ball on the floor, scoring off the dribble, posting up, and making plays for his teammates. Klay made another All-Star team and won the All-Star three-point shooting contest. But that was just the icing on the cake of a nearly perfect regular season. Like Klay, all of the Warriors' key players kept improving their individual game. And because of the continuity and familiarity the Warriors had with each other, they became an unstoppable force. The 2016 Warriors broke the record for wins in a season set by the 1996 Chicago Bulls, finishing the regular season with a 73-9 record. Golden State had the best offensive rating in NBA history.
Man, this made the Cavs dub look so good because you beat a 73-9 team. The Cavs played them. Ooh, that was 2016 Cavs. Nobody beating them niggas, I'm telling y'all.
And they led the NBA in nearly all major statistical categories. However, chasing the record took its toll, and the Dubs came into the playoffs tired. And when Steph Curry got injured in Game 2 of the first round, it smelled like trouble.
He's going to have 2+ weeks of inactivity after only playing 2 halves of the first round series.
But Klay stepped up and led the Warriors to a 4-1 series victory over the Rockets. Next up were the Blazers, who were looking to exploit Steph's absence. And once again, Klay put the team on his back, averaging 31 points in the series with unreal 50-50-90 shooting splits and leading the Dubs to another 4-1 victory. Thankfully, Curry recovered for the conference finals, but it didn't matter. Durant and Westbrook were playing out of their minds. And after 4 games, the best team ever was on the brink of elimination as the Thunder held a 3-1.
Game 6, Klay. Oh my God. But what if the Thunder won that shit? It would have been the Cavs. I think the Thunder would have beat the Cavs. I genuinely think the Thunder would have destroyed the Cavs. I'm dead ass. Like, for real. Like, this was prime Westbrook. I think the Thunder would have killed the Cavs. Them niggas would have lost. I'm sorry. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a Cavs fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I think they would have won.
Series lead. Golden State managed to win Game 5, but in Game 6, it looked like they were going down. For much of the game, they were down by double digits, and it was largely because of Klay that they managed to keep their head above water. And then, in the 4th, Thompson entered another one of those mind-boggling heat checks, hitting 5 preposterously hard threes and dragging the Warriors to victory with 41 points and 11 made threes in
Game
total.
6 Klay.
The legend of Game 6 Klay was born, and with momentum on their side, the Warriors also won Game 7 and made the finals again. Their finals opponent was the same, but this time Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were healthy, which made the Cavs much more dangerous.
They would have lost 2015 I swear to God, on my life. If Klay if Kyrie and Kevin Love was healthy, oh my God, them niggas wouldn't have won. I'm telling y'all. And we still only lost 4-2. With JR the second best player on the team. Y'all niggas would have lost. I'm telling you.
But after 4 games, once the Dubs had a 3-1 lead,
I think in the finals, Golden State got lucky as hell every single final besides 2022. Besides 2022, They got lucky.
Could stop their nuclear offense. Klay, who almost never talks trash, actually never talks in general, made a huge mistake and trash-talked LeBron in his post-game presser.
People have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
Little did he know, he poked the wrong bear. Without the suspended Draymond, Cleveland won Game 5 on the road, and then also Game 6 at home. And in Game 7, Kyrie made one of the biggest shots in finals history. Just like that, the Warriors lost the title of what should have been a perfect season. However, that loss proved to be a blessing in disguise because it allowed the Warriors to add Kevin Durant. If Golden State had won the title, KD wouldn't have joined the two-time champs. But because they lost, they obviously needed him, and it was a perfect marriage. The 2017
Shit
Warriors...
made me so fucking mad. Oh, I'm skipping this.
Some pundits believe that Klay should take a back seat for Durant. Klay was having none of it, and he actually posted the best scoring average of his career with 22.3 points per game. Then, the highlight of his season, and arguably of his career, happened on December 5th against the Pacers. But ironically, that day couldn't have started any worse. The Warriors had a morning shoot-around, and Klay was nowhere to be found. He just never showed up, and it was all because he overslept. He was probably embarrassed, but in typical Klay fashion, he didn't say a word before the game started, and then he went absolutely ballistic. Klay scored 40 points in the first half and 60 points in total in just 29 minutes of action, becoming the first player in NBA history to score 60 points in less than 30 minutes. But what was even more fascinating is the fact that Klay dribbled the ball just 14 times and had the ball in his hands for a total of 90 seconds in the entire game. It was a catch-and-shoot masterpiece and a perfect example of why Klay's such a perfect fit for the Warriors, because he didn't need the ball to be effective. However, in the 2017 playoffs, Thompson struggled with his shot, and he had the worst offensive playoffs of his career. But his defense against opposing guards like Damian Lillard, Patty Mills, and Kyrie Irving was impeccable. And the Warriors had so much talent that it didn't matter if one of their all-stars had an off night. The Warriors dominated all of their opponents, finishing the playoffs with a 16-1 record, which was and still is the best postseason winning percentage in NBA history. In 2018, both Klay and his team stayed consistently great, and even though the Rockets gave them a little scare in the Western Conference Finals, the Dubs won that series in 7, and then swept LeBron in the finals for their third title in 4 years. At the beginning of the 2019 season, Thompson shot the ball horribly over the first 7 games, shooting 5 for 36 from 3.
This is when shit got bad. 2019 is when shit got bad.
And not once scoring 20 points. And then he had another explosion. Against the Bulls, Klay hit an NBA record 14 threes to break Curry's former mark of 13. Thompson scored 52 points in 27 minutes, while making 14 for 24 of his threes and shooting 18 for 29 overall. His 10 three-pointers in the first half tied the NBA record, and the Warriors' 17 threes in the first half set the NBA record for a half. On January 21st, Klay tied an NBA record by making his first 10 attempts from three-point range, scoring 44 points in a 130-111 win over the Lakers. Thompson made his 5th consecutive All-Star game that year, but maybe even more importantly, he made the All-Defensive second team, something that he should have been honored with more than once. The website B-Ball Index gives players a matchup difficulty score from 1 to 100, with 100 signifying the toughest defensive assignments. Thompson's score never ranked below 92.6, meaning that he guarded the best opposing player pretty much every night. His 6'7", 220-pound frame and long wingspan bothers smaller players, especially because Klay was always willing to do the dirty work on defense. Over the years, Thompson has also become adept at understanding players' tendencies and anticipating their next move. And because he's arguably the most conditioned player in the league, with about 2.5 miles covered each game, he never get tired, which made it a long night for whoever he's defending. In his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Klay was arguably the most durable player in the league, missing just 25 games.
You know, I feel like the players who retired recently didn't get the respect they should have gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like how long them niggas been playing. I just feel like it's, oh yeah, you're gone, bye. And then the internet moved on to the next thing. I feel like it should have been like more of a like, damn, this motherfucker retired. I think the only player who retired, I think if Curry or KD or Braun retire, it's gonna be big. Besides that, nobody give a fuck about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? From the old generation, nobody give a fuck. Everybody else who retired, they're not gonna care. You know, I'm telling y'all. Only people that gonna care who retire is Curry, KD, Kawhi maybe, and Kawhi ain't even that old, and LeBron. Other than that, nobody gonna give a fuck. I'm telling you.
Span. But
if Klay retire right now, nobody gonna give a fuck.
After the Warriors made another finals, Klay went down in Game 6 with a torn ACL. And because he was Klay, a borderline crazy competitor, he actually wanted to go back in the game and play with half a knee. However, unfortunately for Klay, he was forced to miss a whole season. Then, just when he was getting ready to return, he was forced to miss another one. This time, he tore his Achilles, meaning that he suffered the 2 worst injuries in basketball in a span of 16 months.
It's going to be a special moment when I step out there again.
After 941 days without NBA basketball, Klay finally returned to action on January 8th, 2022.
And this when they won. See, this was a genuine ass season. I was rooting for Golden State.
Scoring 17 points against the Cavs. And even though his mobility, explosiveness, and defensive output definitely weren't up to par with his best, Klay was still a knockdown shooter. He averaged 20 points per game in the regular season and then 19 in the playoffs, helping the Warriors win another NBA title and etching his name in history. He's like the Terminator, the one who doesn't say anything but computes his mission in his head. The Terminator's mission is to kill John Connor. Klay's mission is to win games. Warriors GM Bob Myers. When we're talking about Klay's legacy, we can safely say that he was one of the best catch-and-shoot players in history.
No, he's the best.
Thompson has led the NBA.
He's the best, yes. Don't say if not one of them. No, he's the best.
NBA in catch-and-shoot points each year since 2014, and he scored 1.25 points per possession when shooting threes off screens over his entire career, which is the equivalent of LeBron James shooting in transition. Few players in NBA history move
Bro,
like
I remember when
Klay
niggas saying
without
LeBron couldn't shoot back in Miami days. Look at LeBron now. He can shoot from anywhere. That nigga's a god.
the ball, and he can easily
Bang.
be compared to Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, and Rip Hamilton.
He's a better shooter than is that no.
All of whom Thompson
I'm about to say he better than Ray.
Better
Better
his
than Ray.
but with more size,
Reggie, but
lateral quickness, and longer wingspan, Prime Klay
I think
was
he's
a
right
better
behind him.
defender than all of them. And even more importantly, he was a more efficient shooter. So Klay's resume has eclipsed those of his mentors, meaning that he's the greatest off-ball shooter ever, and probably the second greatest shooter of all time. And if you want to see other breakdowns of legendary NBA...
Oh, we watching this video for sure. But hopefully y'all enjoy this reaction, man. Like, subscribe, comment if you're new. I'm doing a reaction every single day now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all enjoy this, let me know something. I love y'all, and I'm out.